Hey everybody, my name is Flickgate, and today I wanted to talk about something that I found very interesting. So I'm pretty much back for my little vacation. I had some good rest, but yeah, now I'm back. And I wanted to talk about something that's a little bit interesting, something that caught my attention that I wanted to really talk about. So a while ago, the Battlefield 6 open beta happened. And this has been the most annoying thing. It's been on my Twitter so damn much. Like whenever I look at Twitter, immediately I see this in my feed and it's like so annoying. But what's happened is some influencer by the name of Riley CS was allegedly caught cheating, and they posted a clip of them showing off some of their accuracy and, you know, how skilled they are, you know, the whole clip thing that most influencers do. And a lot of people think that the dude's cheating, and I think personally myself he's cheating because of a lot of reasons. And it's blown up. So many people are talking about it. There's people saying that he is cheating. There's people saying that he isn't cheating. It's kind of crazy. And a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of influencers have talked about this person. Personally, for me, I think that 100% he's cheating. I think he's 100% cheating. And I want to talk about a little bit what's going on and the controversy and even my opinion on why I think he's cheating. Well, first of all, one thing I am really disgusted about is the community, because at first everyone was like, yeah, no, he's cheating hard. It's all very mechanical and weird. And then out of nowhere, like mentally ill people, a part of like the LGBTQ community, started just hard defending this guy because they found out what the person's gender is. And it's kind of disgusting and pisses me off that the LGBTQ community will just like start defending someone, whether or not they are a criminal or not, because of their ideologies and beliefs. And it's kind of disgusting because they're calling people who were reporting this person homophobic, transphobic, Nazis, pretty much like every little four-letter word that they can say to try to justify biased BS accusations with no proof to back it up. And it's insane. It's insane that the LGBTQ community will defend a person whether or not they are cheating or not. Like, instead of seeing it in a neutral light and being devil's advocate and trying to figure out whether or not the person's cheating or not, they will immediately take the side of the person because it's their they have the same ideologies as them, and they will immediately start calling everyone transphobic and stuff like that, when it's not. It's literally the boy who cried wolf. It's a bunch of people virtue signaling and stating a bunch of BS claims that are not true. Now, there probably was some transphobic people, but that's like a 1%. Out of everyone was focusing more on the person cheating, potentially cheating, than what their ideology is. When I first saw the video, I thought to myself, okay, it's some dude pretending to be a cat girl VTuber. That happens all the time. I don't care about that. I didn't care what his ideologies were. I don't care what his beliefs were. I didn't care about any of that. The thing that I cared about was the accuracy, the aiming, the crazy robotic movement, all of that. That's the thing that was making me really focus on and making me think, yeah, this dude's cheating. I wasn't calling him out because of his beliefs, like the mentally ill psychopaths of the LGBTQ community were stating. I was calling him out on his goddamn accuracy, his aim, his crazy aim, his like lack of like missing shots. Like that is what I was focusing more on, not his beliefs. I didn't even know that he was a part of the LGBTQ community. I don't think anyone knew that he was a part of the LGBTQ community. They're focusing more on all the clips. And truthfully, I actually even talked to a friend of mine who's a part of the LGBTQ community. He's kind of disgusted at the community and for calling everyone who called out this person for allegedly cheating transphobic, because it's an example of the boy who cried wolf. They constantly state something is this when it's not, and it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. If you constantly state that, eventually when something transphobic does happen, no one's going to believe it. Everyone's just going to ignore it, because it's like the story of the boy who cried wolf. If you constantly lie and say there's a wolf, eventually everyone's going to ignore the little boy who cried wolf, and eventually he's going to get devoured by the wolf. So when actual like transphobia and when actual transphobia and disgusting stuff happens, no one's gonna believe it, because when you scream it's this is this so many goddamn times, when it actually is something that is actually that, no one's gonna believe you. So it's stupid. You're not proving yourself right. You're not defending someone. You're just making yourself look like an idiot when you're calling a bunch of people 40-year-old transphobic, misogynistic, blah, 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 blah. People weren't transphobic. They just wanted the cold, hard truth as to whether or not this person was cheating or not. And in my opinion, I try to be neutral and stuff like this, but I think that the person is cheating. Because here's the reason why. When we look at the clips of this person, for example, let me go to one of his clips. Here's an example of one of his clips. The most common clip that everyone's talking about is this rock incident, where he just latches on to someone behind a rock and then just starts shooting there, and then moves and then starts shooting the guy, and then it says something really stupid, like to like justify what just happened.
Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie.
Like, I hate that. Oopsie, I just flicked that guy through the wall. Oh, look at me. Like, I hate that. I hate that the person is like you can see, for example, he shoots at the wall, he immediately stops that because he knows that he's like locking onto a wall, shooting someone that's behind that wall, and then like moves a little bit to then hit the target, and then kind of like tries to justify it by saying, oh, I accidentally flicked the wall. And a lot of like this is the insane thing, a lot of like professionals have been just reviewing all of these scenes and all of these videos, and it's so hard because pretty much all they're stating is that the person's not cheating, but at the same time some of them have contradicted their own stuff, saying, okay, this is weird, there's some inconsistencies here, and all of them are saying like the person, like this Riley person, overflicks by a few milliseconds to just lock back onto a person, and the fact that they can change their accuracy that quickly in that quick succession, and they're using that as a way to justify that they are not cheating is because they kind of over flick, is insane, because it's a few milliseconds and then they flick back onto the person, and that's the reasoning. Not to also mention, the reason why I also think that this person is cheating is they never miss a single shot in all of these videos of this person showing these clips. They don't miss a single goddamn time. I'm looking at the videos. I'm looking at these damn videos. Like, for example, this one was like really suspicious. Moving target, the guy on top of the vehicle in the mounted gunner seat, tiny hitbox in a moving target that's at least maybe 30 meters away. He hits every single shot. He doesn't miss a single bullet. Like, it is insane. Like the flicking, the crazy accuracy, because in all of these scenes, he's not missing a single damn shot, which is why I think he's cheating. Like, he freaking hits every single shot. I've been trying to like comb through every single one of these to see if he misses a single bullet, but like he doesn't miss a single shot. And that's the thing. This is so insane, because I mean, there is a community. There is the flicking community that does exist. There are people who like use high sensitivity and use their mouse to like flick really fast on the screen. There are people like that, and they use things like aim labs on Steam and other software to like get and improve themselves. But this person, the way that they latch onto people is very robotic. It doesn't feel normal, because like some of the most professional esports, because I've seen videos of esports players in Counter-Strike, Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, freaking like so many different competitive esports games, Fortnite. I've seen people miss their shots, aim at the wrong place, kind of missing their target. I've seen that kind of stuff, but like most of the time when they're moving their screens, they're moving in a very fluid way that, and it's like kind of like fast but not too fast, that's like robotic like this, where it's just latching on to people from screen to screen to screen. So why is it, this is the thing that confuses me, if this person is so damn good, why the hell isn't he in an esports team? Why the hell isn't he in the top 1% of esports players? Because if he can flick this crazy, then why isn't he a part of esports then? Like, it's insane that like he's this skilled but doesn't have like is a part of like an esports team at all. It's crazy that he has this robotic of accuracy, and it's insane. And like he doesn't miss a single shot. And that he's not a part of an esports team. It's crazy that he can be this goddamn accurate and yet not be like getting the championships, getting this, getting that. Like, it's crazy. That's the reason why I think that potentially this dude might be cheating. But sadly, we can't even prove really that he's cheating, because at the same time, like all of the professionals who have been reviewing these, it's a 50-50 coin toss whether or not they're cheating or not. They could have been toggling, they could have just be really good at the game. I'm personally in the neutral middle point. I think he's cheating, but there also is a possibility that he's not. It's really hard to tell. It's hard to tell that he's cheating in a time where cheaters are so rampant in PvP. It's hard to tell whether or not someone's cheating or not. And whether or not he's toggling, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell, because I mean, I've had an example firsthand of people toggling cheats, and it's hard to tell. Like, for example, back in Destiny 2, I used to play a lot of Destiny 2. When the Lighthouse, the very elite PvP came out for Destiny 2, this guy who was a part of my Destiny 2 clan showed up out of nowhere because he came back because, you know, he really wanted to play Trials. He hasn't played in a long time. He was talking about how, yeah, he's a really good player, and that he would help carry people to the Lighthouse, get them easy wins. And people were like, okay, we'll believe you. We'll try. And he was an old member of the Destiny 2 clan, really old member. So he was helping people. He helped me get to the Lighthouse, which is 7 wins. You had to do 7 matches, and you had to get to the Lighthouse, which is the place where you get all the loot. And he was helping a lot of people, and he was really good. And he would make mistakes. He would die. He would get killed. He would whiff his shots sometimes. And people really did believe that he was really good, but at the same time, he could make mistakes. But then out of nowhere, someone joins the Discord, joins the clan, and then states, yeah, we think he might be cheating. I think your friend might be cheating. He might be. And then like everyone started to like think, could he be cheating? So then the people in the clan started having him stream his screen, show his task manager, all that type of stuff, and we couldn't prove without a shadow of a doubt that he was cheating. He was so good at toggling, and he was so good at hiding it, and he was also at least still a good enough PvP player to kind of show us that, yeah, he might have been cheating, but he might not have been at the same time. But lo and behold, even though he showed us his task manager, he showed us all the stuff in his background, he showed us him doing 1v1s against good players and showing that his accuracy didn't change or anything like that, he eventually did get banned from Destiny 2. He was cheating after all. So that's how insanely hard it is to tell whether or not someone's cheating or not. It's not like the era of cheating originally back in the past, where someone would just blatantly fly around the sky firing a minigun AK-47, using just spewing out racial slurs. Like nowadays, cheaters just kind of toggle it to try to make themselves look good and look like skilled players. And truthfully, it's also kind of more viable that he was potentially cheating because of the fact that also he has nothing really to lose. Because come on, he's an influencer like me. He's a scumbag. He doesn't give a crap about who he hurts. He doesn't give a crap about potentially what he does. It's all about the money. Come on, money, money, money. Ching, 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 ching. Does it? Good publicity is good publicity. Bad publicity is also good publicity because he's gotten so many viewership and notoriety over this, and tons of people have made videos about him. Hell, I'm making a video, and I'm not a big fan of promoting pretty much him if he's also cheating and being a scumbag. But yeah, influencers are scumbags. They have really no moral complex. So, you know, for him, for most like influencers, cheating is kind of a potentially a viable thing to help grow your platform, show how cool you are, show how skilled you are, get some clips, post the clips showing how good you are, maybe get new followers. And also it's a perfect time to do something like that because it's the Battlefield open beta. It's free. What happens if you get banned on an alt account? You can just, when you buy the game on your main account and play it for your chat, like it's a perfect time to do that because, you know, there's not really any huge repercussions that people thought of because Battlefield actually ironically does system bans. They were really trying to make sure that cheating was very unviable, which is thankful. But also at the same time, it's kind of shocking. A lot of cheaters were taking place during this Battlefield. Like I think from what I remember hearing 400K, which citations needed. I can't really find the information anymore, but 400K people were cheating during the Battlefield open betas. So it's insane how many cheaters there were. So it is kind of insane that this person in question potentially could be cheating, but at the same time, we can't prove it. We can't prove it. What we do need is we need Battlefield or EA to like just review the guy's account, the person's account, and just find whether or not they were cheating, and then just openly tell the community and just finish this whole like drama with this whole like Flickgate as to whether or not they are cheating. And also a lot of other people are defending this person by one other thing I also want to state now that I think about it is you can also kind of tell that he might be potentially this person might be potentially guilty is in their comments section of their Twitter where they posted their clip of this. They were trying their hardest to defend themselves in their comment section, constantly stating, I'm not cheating, I'm not cheating. Like, if you're not cheating, I will state this, there's a little bit of psychology to it. If you're not cheating, you're just going to probably tell one person, I'm not cheating, I'm just good, that's it. Because, like, I've been called out, like, for example, in my Elden Ring series, people thought I was faking my Elden Ring videos. I stated it to one person once and once only, and then moved on. And if everyone else wants to say that I was potentially faking my reactions, you can read that comment, and I don't care. I just moved on. I'm not gonna comment on every single comment. But this person was constantly like trying to justify and say that he's not cheating in all of his comments, which is very suspicious. Because, for example, in police procedures, for example, whenever police are doing an interrogation, when you ask someone where they were that night, you can tell someone potentially has something to hide when they explain it as much as possible and try to justify it. Like, oh, I was at the bar at 3 a.m. with my friends, and then afterward I went to like a restaurant at like 4:30 for like to get like food, and then afterward I came back home and then went to took a bath, and then I went to bed, and then woke up around like 11 p.m. Like, the more that information you give, the more that your the truth kind of like falls apart, and the belief them believing that you kind of goes out the window. So if you just state, I'm not cheating, I don't care what you have to say, I'm gonna move on from this, that's viable. That's very viable. That's a very viable explanation. But like the continuous comments trying to justify it is very suspicious. That's an example of something that possibly, potentially, I'm not trying to backseat psychology yet, but it's potentially there could be some kind of weird trying to justify something with how many times you have to comment and message people. And if you're a big named influencer trying to, you know, get that money, chase that check, the fact that you're spending so much time in your own comment section instead of maybe commenting on 2 or 3 people and moving on shows that you have something to hide. Not to also mention, allegedly this person deleted or edited some of their old videos on their YouTube channel and privatized them just to relist them again. Like, there's so much suspiciousness. There's so much. whether or not this person is cheating, I'm going to be in the neutral. I think they possibly are, but at the same time, we can't fully prove it. Because that's the problem of cheaters, especially good ones that know how to toggle. You can't fully prove it. And there is a community out there that is called Flicking, and they love to do crazy stuff with high sensitivity mouses. At the same time, some of them are like really, you know, some of them are kind of insanely cracked, while others are kind of just like normal, while this person's like really crazy insane, which makes you wonder, like I said, why isn't this person in a esports team? I don't know why they're not. Not to also mention, some other people have tried to defend this person by showing their clips, and even their clips are even more suspicious. Like, for example, this VTuber showed on their Twitch or Twitter trying to justify Riley's potential cheating, stating that, you know, Riley's good, he's not cheating, this is an example of my playing. And in literally the first goddamn few seconds of this, I already call BS on this, and it's very suspicious too. Because it's not just Riley that's potentially could be doing this. Because, like, for example, I can understand, I try to be devil's advocate for everyone. I try to be that. I'm always trying to always be neutral as possible. This I can understand why, like this I can understand. You see the person right in front of you, so you shoot them. But then immediately you soft lock onto someone behind the brick wall, and people will try to justify this as muscle memory. A lot of quote unquote professionals, a part of the Flicking community, say that this is muscle memory for both the Riley and this person, that they immediately lock onto a person. But at the same time, why even lock onto something? There's nothing on the map. Like, for example, like Riley was trying to make the excuse of the wall incident, the brick, the kind of like the boulder rubble, latching onto someone behind the boulder rubble, is that they possibly that person was marked. That was a marked target. It's hard to really tell because the person, Riley, put their VTuber JPEG or PDF, whatever the hell this is, on the map, so it's kind of hard to tell that one. But for this one, there is a person behind here, but they're not marked on the map. When this person starts to move on to the right, then you start shooting them, and then they are marked on the map, which is very suspicious. So two people possibly, once again, possibly cheating, and their clips are just really weird, like really mechanical. Like, aiming should not be this robotic, in my opinion, when it comes to PvP. It is insanely weird how robotic and how creepy their snapping onto targets is. And it's very suspicious. Like I understand that there is, like I said, there is a community called Flickers who do high sensitivity flicking on their thing, but still, even this is kind of ridiculously robotic. And like I said, in a time where cheating is so high and people toggle cheats, and there's even cheats designed to kind of make it as fluently human as possible, it's really hard to tell. It's a coin toss whether or not these people showing all their videos and clips trying to justify whether or not they are potentially cheating is hard to tell whether or not they're cheating or not. It's literally a coin toss. It's a 50-50. I think that once again, we should all just, like, everyone should just move on. If these people do not get banned from their potential cheating, then most likely they weren't cheating. That's the only way to verify whether or not someone's cheating. Like, if they get banned, they were cheating. If they didn't get banned, they possibly weren't cheating. Or maybe they didn't get caught and they've probably learned their lesson and they're not going to do it again. But I think that's kind of scummy that influencers, if they are cheating, are doing toggling as a way to, like, gain viewership and notoriety and popularity. And it technically did work for the Riley guy, but at the same time, it worked in a bad way because now the spotlight's on them, and now they kind of have to be careful with what they do and how they do it on their stream, because if they're caught with the smallest thing, they can lose everything. For example, Riley actually was banned temporarily on Twitch, but that doesn't prove an admission that they were cheating, because a Twitch ban is the most common ban that happens. Like, women can show the most amount of skin and groom children on Twitch, and they'll only get like a freaking 1 week ban, maybe even less than that, 2-day ban. So bans on Twitch are like the most common thing. Doesn't mean that they were cheating. It just means that a lot of people reported them, and Twitch kind of was like, yeah, okay, fine, we'll ban him for now, but we'll see what happens later on. But like I said, I'll try to be devil's advocate. I don't think anyone should harass this person. I don't think anyone should harass any of these people or kind of like say anything offensive. But what people should state to this person is, were you cheating? What do you have downloaded? Like ask questions, like what's your other games that you play, what's your elos, stuff like that. Like, everyone should kind of ask questions and even kind of review stuff, but not harass. Don't harass, don't say any slurs, don't do anything like that. That's disgusting. Don't do anything like that. Just find the cold hard evidence and be as respectable when giving people, when making an argument and giving counter arguments and counter claims to that. But yeah, I don't know what to say. I wanted to talk about this. It's weird. It's a weird situation. That's a weird situation. And once again, like I'm going to state, no one is homophobic. No one's transphobic. Everyone just wants the truth, whether or not this person's cheating. Because cheating, what everyone should realize is, cheating is a severe thing that can affect everyone mentally and physically. Like, whenever I'm playing PvP and someone's cheating, it raises my blood pressure. It's not healthy. It doesn't help people. It doesn't help anyone. It only hinders and hurts people. PvP should be a ability for should it be something that gives people the ability to enjoy. Like, maybe a father who works a 9-to-5 job wants to de-stress on the weekend and play Battlefield, which is a very chill kind of PvP realistic Battlefield game. It's not COD where you spin around 360 like a brain damaged glue eater. So having to deal with a cheater that's minigunning and mowing down all your teammates is not fun. It's not fun. No game should have cheaters, because it ruins the enjoyment for others. It ruins like the enjoyment and playability. And if you do want to cheat in single player games, because, like, for example, I'll be openly honest, I'm not going to lie to anyone. I'll never lie to anyone. I always tell the truth to everyone when it comes down to anything that I do or say. But I have cheated before in a video game, and I've only cheated once in one video game, and that is GTA 5 Online. I have cheated on it. Did I use aimbot for it? Nope. Did I use wall hacks, aim hacks, invisibility, anything like that? Nope. The only reason why I cheated in GTA Online was to get money, to buy the latest stuff for Heist to play with my friends, and that's the only thing I did with the cheating hacks. That was literally it. And eventually I did get banned because Rockstar found that all of a sudden I just was getting insane amounts of money for no real reason, and they banned my account, and they gave me one ban. So after that, I didn't cheat ever again. I did all the fun that I wanted to do with my friends, but I never ever used the cheats in any way to like hinder anyone's gameplay. I never used aimbot or anything like that. And even then, that was still wrong of me to do, because it could have potentially affected my friends, because I never played with anyone because I knew I was radioactive, and I told my friends, and they were kind of like agreeing with me that, yeah, we'll play with you, but if we get banned, we don't care. I never played with anyone because I was always worried that I'm potentially radioactive, like I'm contaminated because I have this cheat software on me. But most of the time, like I said, we only did the stuff when it came to it for just doing heists, like just having fun in heists, just buying the newest cars, upgrading the cars. That's the only reason I used the cheats in GTA Online. And eventually, like I said, I got banned and I stopped doing the cheats and I moved on. And nowadays, I only use cheating software in single player games. I will never, ever, ever use cheating in any PvP game ever. I'm not going to use aimbot. I'll never use wall hacks, never do any of that, because that's disgusting and disrespectful to your rivals, your friends, your peers that are next to you that are fighting with you. It's disgusting because it affects everyone's gameplay. It hurts everyone, and it's wrong. So it's sad. It's sad that that's the state of video gaming. Is it's so filled with cheaters, and to counteract cheaters, companies have to make third-party softwares that go deep into your computer's organs to like prevent cheating from happening. And even then, that sometimes doesn't work. So yeah, so whether or not this person and the other people showing their clips are cheating, it's really hard to tell. But at the same time, it's so robotic, so unusual, but it's a 50-50 coin toss, like a lot of the professionals stated. A lot of it, maybe they're cheating, maybe they're not, maybe it's just muscle memory, maybe they're just too good, maybe they have a better gaming chair, maybe they don't. It really all depends. We don't know if they're cheating. I don't know if they're cheating. It's suspicious, but we really cannot prove it. The only people that can prove it are the companies that make the video game. So in my opinion, I really think that EA and the Battlefield devs just need to like kind of just end this whole freaking Flickgate situation that's going on, and just come out and maybe with like a post or something and state like, yeah, he wasn't cheating. We checked his like game files and like the game and everything. It didn't have anything suspicious on it. Then everyone can probably move on. But currently, I'm just continuously 24/7 getting notifications on Twitter about this, and it's getting annoying. Kind of. I might stop looking at Twitter for like a week because of this. I do want to state one thing. I do kind of feel bad for the guy, because I bet he wanted to show these clips and be like, "Oh, look at me, I'm such a cool guy," and then it did the complete opposite. Because if he isn't cheating, that's kind of horrible. That he's kind of getting like targeted for just being good. But if he is cheating, he kind of screwed himself up, because he wanted to show some clips of him being cool, and now he's kind of now in the spotlight, and now he really has to try to figure out how to backpedal to prevent himself from losing everything. So it's like, it's a really bad situation for him, but at the same time, it's kind of like, it's bad if he wasn't cheating. It's deserved if he was cheating. So it's like I said, all of this is a 50-50 coin toss. We don't know if he's cheating. We don't know if he is cheating. We don't know if he wasn't cheating. It's hard to tell. That's the state of PvP. Whenever I'm playing PvP and I'm fighting against someone that's really good, like really, really good, like far better than me, I always ask myself, is he cheating? Is he not? Is he just a no-lifer that has 2,000 hours in this game? We'll never know. It's hard to tell at this point in the current state of video gaming. But yeah, that's just all I want to talk about. It's a very interesting thing, a very interesting situation going on. Crazy, very crazy stuff. I just wish that, PvP players can just, play normally, like not freaking have a million freaking DPI and just have max their sensitivity to 100 and just flick around like a nut job. I just wish people could just play normal. Like, god damn it. Like, there's an old saying. What was that old saying now I think about it? Oh yeah, that old saying. The nail that pokes out the most gets hit by the hammer the hardest, or something like that. I think that's the quote. Like, yeah. All right. Well, this is my 2 cents on the whole Flickgate situation kind of going on. I have to end it here. I'll see you in your next video. See ya.